Jeter's going to come back. You can't disrespect Jeter like that in front of me. I just heard you say it's about the stats.
Sure.
You know who has all the postseason stats individually? Derek Jeter. 158 games. He had a 310 career batting average. He has a 308 postseason batting average. He's an all-time leader in postseason hits. He's got a bazillion postseason home runs. By the way, talking about playing on both sides of the field, most games at shortstop in the history of baseball. Played every single game only at shortstop. Reliable as hell. A-Rod moves to third base, wins 2 MVPs with the Yankees. You don't think A-Rod loved that? A-Rod loved having a little bit less on his body as if to play shortstop, and Jeter takes all that. A-Rod, then he bats third and fourth and breaks, I don't know how many home runs he was hitting, 50-something home runs those years, and doing the same steroids and going to the same steroid guy that Ortiz is going to, but I digress on that one. But there's no world that exists where Derek Jeter doesn't lead the conversation around postseason performance in, like, close to baseball history.
So all I can really say to you, buddy, is that I vehemently disagree. And if you think about off the top of your head, anybody outside of this conversation, you go to Kansas City, Atlanta, Milwaukee, wherever, whose postseason hits do you remember more? It's going to be David Ortiz.
They're going to remember that one when the cop. They remember
you know
the cop.
why?
They remember the cop
the guy, the
more than
guy.
They remember the cop more than they remember Ortiz. But all those people outside of here, they remember Yankee World Series. That's what everything leads for. Everywhere you go to Cooperstown, you got any iconic highlight reels, it's going to be leading with Yankee stuff. Because, by the way, they're in it all the time. So there's more body of work for them to be. Derek Jeter played in more postseason games than anyone. And then he performed just as well, if not better, than he performed in the regular season, which, oh, by the way, I know Ortiz somehow made the Hall of Fame. Luckily, I don't know how that happened, but with his tainted steroid stuff. But Jeter's 6 all-time in hits. 6 all-time in hits. Most games played at shortstop, and he did it at a high level constantly. 5 Gold Gloves, a couple Silver Sluggers, 10, 11 top 10 MVP finishes, a couple 11 to 13 MVP finishes.
But again, you can't hold on. You can't bring regular season stats into a playoff clutch conversation, brother.
Oh, is it just playoff clutch? If it's just playoff clutch and just it's
playoff clutch and regular season clutch are two very different things.
They're very
different.
Not? Okay, they're very different until you say, all right, this guy led the team in batting average, led the AL in runs a couple of years, hits a couple of years. That's setting the table for winning games to get to that postseason and lead the dominant Yankees teams of the late '90s, early 2000s when Jeter was, the best.
I think if you look at David Ortiz's biggest hits, they came against the biggest odds in the most clutch times. We're down 3-0 to you guys. Sparked a whole change, the whole rivalry. It hasn't been the same since 04. None of you guys can tell me that it is.
That was a nice little run.
Again, if you want to talk about the gravity of David Ortiz's moments, they're much bigger than Jeter's. I'm sorry, they objectively are.
Nice little run.
He's got 30% of Jeter's moments.
That's false.
He's got 40%. It's not nothing. It's not nothing. And they're good. And they're cool. And they're great. And I'm not saying, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same as look at Jeffrey Mayer home run, clutch. Even though that was kind of it counted. It counted. You have the Mets the Subway Series leadoff home run. Oh, I mean, come on. It's forget about it.
Ortiz beat Goliath. When did Jeter ever do that?
The Braves.
How about the Braves? Who's guys? Us?
You guys were at the time. Yeah, absolutely.
Goliath?
Yes.
Right.
Ortiz
How did we get to be Goliath?
But I'm just saying.
Setting the table with the captain.
I'm just saying.
The Hall of Famer. The 6 all-time leader in hits.
Listen, I'm just telling you. Ortiz took down the big dog. You guys were the big dog on the block at the time. You have not been the same since. You could argue that Ortiz derailed your entire franchise.
We won a ring a couple of years later.
Okay, that's great. How many did we win after that? How many did we win after that?
Ortiz has 3, Jeter has 5. All right, listen. I kind of have to agree that I like Fenway Park. I'm a baseball purist. I understand the novelty and the nostalgia that goes with Fenway and the Green Monster. Great seats on Green Monster. The Yankee organization invented baseball stadiums. 1923. The house that Ruth built, thank you for him, by the way. We invented big stadiums. We invented the experience of going to a stadium. So Yankee Stadium, even though 1923 was not the one that got rebuilt in 1976-77, and it's not the one that we play in now, it's still Yankee Stadium. That's the aura that comes with being part of the Pinstripes and the team that has 27 of these, okay? And another thing about New York, we rebuilt. We rebuilt the old stadium when stuff was going down. We kept it in the same stadium, but we rebuilt the Yankee Stadium. 9/11 happens, we rebuilt the tower. The old Yankee Stadium was falling down, the cement was falling, it was falling apart. It was nostalgic. Trust me, I want the old stadium back. I want to bring my kids to the old stadium. But we rebuilt it, we rebuilt better. And now we have everything that fan experience. We have museums inside the museum.
Restaurants.
Oh, don't worry about restaurants and food. And I don't really care about that because I'm watching the game. I'm focused on the product on the field. But Monument Park is still there. It's the same thing. Same dimensions as the old stadium. Same bleacher creatures out in the same area. By the way, that's the best place to sit in all of baseball. And that is why Yankee Stadium will always be Yankee Stadium. And that's why it'll always be a step above Fenway, even though I do like Fenway. It's very nostalgic.
What I would say to that is I think you guys have taken it to the extreme and gotten too commercial with it. I think
Welcome to New York.
I think your whole idea of let's go bigger and better and bigger and better just got away
York.
from what made Yankee Stadium Yankee Stadium.
Which was bigger and better.
But no, this is, and again, it's the same thing with your team. With always, it's the spend to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that's where you guys made a mistake and lost some of your character and charm because it gets too commercial and it gets too much like the brand instead of the team and the fans.
The team is the brand.
Sure. Okay.
And if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And that's the bar that we set in New York. That's the bar the Bronx has set. And that's why Citi Field is just a teeny little shadow in our shadow of us, in our shadow.
In the shadow.
In our shadow.
Shadow of the Bronx.
Hashtag shadow.
I get the point.
Hashtag
Yeah.
shadow.
Okay.
But yes, you build and you rebuild. And in 1923, we built the big ballpark in the Bronx. And up until now, it's still the big ballpark. And everyone still pilgrimages to Yankee Stadium rather than...
I would argue any day of the week that more people travel to see Fenway Park because it's nostalgic, because it's a relic of the past, because it's got so much ingrained history, so much different stuff there. I think there's much more of a chance people are going to Fenway Park for travel reasons too than they are Yankee Stadium. I'm sorry, I do.
New York is where the tourists come, dude. I mean, this is a place to come.
I would argue
it's
both
part
of our cities are the top, 2 out of 5 tourist destinations in the country.
And Yankee Stadium with that, and Yankee Stadium's attendance is the proof. Yankee Stadium's attendance is the proof. It's not all New York fans. It's going to be visitors too.
Yeah, we had the same problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Teams. And this is what I mean. Teams travel to come to Fenway Park. Fans come. We get the Dodgers in town. It's the same problem. You guys have the same thing.
We get everyone.
Yep.
We get everyone.